Yo.
What it do?
Hey, man, it's the Man Sports Podcast, man. Hey, and we glad to be back, as you
Back
can tell.
in the lab.
Yeah, as you can tell, we back at it, you know what I mean? Making it do what it do. Man, how you feel, man? How your week been?
Man, I feel pretty good, man. A little tired, working hard, providing for the family. But
okay, we gotta
once
do that.
again, man, I'm just glad to be back in the lab. We missed 1 week, and I was out on vacation when we did the virtual. But I'm happy to be back in the lab doing our thing. You know what I mean? What about you, bro?
Hey, man, us maintaining, you know what I'm saying? That's about it, traveling a little bit, man. But I'm really ready for this Tank and Garcia fight Saturday.
Yes.
I'm really waiting on that because obviously I'm gonna be having some plans, but I'm still plan to actually make some time to see that.
Absolutely.
You seeing that fight?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch.
Who you got winning?
You know Tank gonna win that fight, man.
I'm just saying.
Tank
a lot of people like Ryan. They think his finesse game is going.
You can always be surprised with the one hitter quitter, but Tank too. He tech savvy, so he gonna be all right.
Well, hey, this last 2 weeks, man, there's been a lot going on, brother.
Oh, but hold on. Before we get into the topic.
I was about to, but go ahead.
Hold on. I gotta give some special people some shout outs.
Okay, go ahead. Do your thing.
First, I gotta give a special shout out to Nate. He's just celebrated her birthday.
Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Made it do what it do. You know what I mean?
Also, I got to give a shout out to my daughter-in-law. She celebrated her birthday, Anna.
Okay.
Love you, sweetheart. Also, our producer, Donnie, celebrated her birthday.
Oh, yeah, he did. So did. It was today or yesterday?
That was Wednesday, wasn't it? On the 18th.
Yeah, it was on the 18th.
Yeah. So also, too, one more person. My biological mother, my real mother, actually has a birthday on the 18th as well. So happy birthday, mother.
Your whole family birthday
Love
is
you.
In April, ain't it?
It seemed like it.
Yeah.
It seemed like it. It seemed like it. But
yeah, April 1st, I got a birthday. April 2nd, I got a birthday.
But you know what that means.
What?
Everybody's getting busy at the same time.
Oh. hey, but y'all got to have one birthday party for everybody. Everybody.
Yes, sir. But yeah, man, I love y'all, man. Good to see y'all back again, man.
Oh, yeah, most definitely, man. Hey, we about to get this thing popping, man.
You got my boy.
Hey, it's a lot that's been going on in the playoffs. You feel what I'm saying? And since the last 2 weeks has passed by, I know we've been talking about a couple of teams that we figuring out what they're going to do, where they're going to land, and stuff like that. Now, fast forward, you know what I mean? We got the Lakers.
Yes.
And Memphis.
Yes.
Now, I know you had your doubt about the Lakers and what they was going to do, and et cetera, et cetera. Man, I got the question now. How do you see them moving forward now?
I still don't see them going past the second round, man.
You don't see them going?
No.
It's still there, right?
Yeah, it's still there.
It's still there.
Yep.
You still going to go with that? I'm
still going with that. I mean, look, being a Lakers fan, I want them to win a championship.
Yeah.
But they ain't showing me anything to convince me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Especially, I'm going to tell you, one of the main reasons in this particular playoff series. Ja Morant is out. And the other two, I forget.
Adam, the backup?
Adam Stevens, whatever his name. I forget his name.
That's right.
You got three of their main players out. This was the opportunity to take advantage to go up 2-0, and they didn't do it.
You're right.
Anthony Davis scored 13 points.
Can't do that.
The bench only had 27 points, and guess 20 points came from
Rui.
Exactly. So when those things play in a factor, they're not going to win. They can't win. But when you got LeBron James, AD, and your boy Austin Reeves balling, but that's what I'm saying. The inconsistency, we've been talking about this a lot over the last several episodes. The inconsistency is what I've been talking about all the time, has shown up. And if they keep doing that, as going forward into the playoffs, playing better teams, they're not going to win, even if they do make it past the second round. I just don't see them making it past the second round playing like that.
I think I chalk it up to, one, they only played together fully. It's only been like a handful of games they really played fully together. So they really haven't really gelled yet, or had enough on court experience to really be like, okay, we got it, we can move forward. They still kind of learning each other. They still kind of, you know what I mean,
But you're giving them the championship though, right?
No, I said they're gonna at least make it to the Western Conference Finals.
Western Conference Finals.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, most definitely. You know what I'm saying? We got to bet on that. But
We'll talk about the bet later on too, y'all. Y'all stay tuned for this
but I think from the other side, you look at it like, okay, well, D'Lo, 2 of 11. You know, that's unlike him. You know what I'm saying? And he's had pretty much I think in the playoffs a 13-game stretch in the playoffs where he's shot pretty much poor. You know what I'm saying? He can't even throw a golf ball in the ocean. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how bad he's been. So he's got to improve. You know what I mean?
Definitely got to improve.
AD. The one thing about AD is the guy can be top 5,
Easy.
and then the guy can be last 5. he can switch real easy. I'm like, I just don't get it, but he's got to be better, right?
Most
So
definitely.
LeBron really has been kind of doing what he's supposed to do. I mean, he's not taking over the game because he's trying to get that cohesiveness together.
Speaking of that, though, I know you can. I'm sorry to cut you off,
Yeah.
but watching that game, it didn't seem like he was in attack mode until it got down to crunch time. It didn't. He seemed like he was kind of like.
Oh, he was just kind of like letting everybody else do their thing.
And
which now, LeBron has always been known to do that, especially like the first game and the second game of a playoff series. He never really goes hard on the first game or the second game. He usually the third game, fourth game, fifth game. That's when you see LeBron start to elevate his game. So he's never like that's typical. Me watching LeBron over 20 years. You feel what I'm saying? Like he's always been the same way. He gonna see how pretty much the cards fall.
Right.
See where he's needed. Kind of assess the problem.
Right.
Do game by game basis, and then he goes in and takes charge. But if you look at it from a positive standpoint, the whole Lakers team, they didn't even. I don't know what it was. I think they were just happy that they got game 1. It was no enthusiasm. Was no. I mean, they didn't start playing really until maybe the end of the game. You know what I mean?
It was,
that's when they really started playing, and they started finding some weaknesses and stuff like that. But I mean, I feel you when you say, "Oh, well, they should be 2-0."
They should be 2-0.
But did they do what they're supposed to do?
Well,
if you look
yeah.
at it all, you know what I mean. They win it, and they won the game when they had Ja Morant. Yeah, he went down and got hurt, but when they had him, so and role players always play better at home.
Now, that's a fact too.
So if they go up 3-1, are we still gonna have this conversation?
Well, this is the thing. They don't have home court advantage. So if they don't play well,
What they
on the
do
road,
now?
Well, they do now.
Yeah.
But suppose Memphis take one in LA, then what? Then the home court advantage is back in Memphis.
I don't see them taking none. I think it was more of a learning experience, and I think they kind of, you know, going as they can, you know what I mean, on the fly. But I don't see them.
Well, it's going to be like if Memphis has an unexpected player like Tillman, that was unexpected.
Yeah, very much unexpected.
I mean, he played well, but it was unexpected because you didn't see that from him before. So if somebody like him comes back into the game and gives them some points and some hustle plays and stuff, rebounds, and that's what was killing the Lakers too. The offensive rebounds were killing them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but if a player like, you know, comes up out of nowhere and gives them some production, that's what I think the Lakers struggle at.
Well, I think the game plan for the Lakers, they need to, whatever they did the first half, they need to throw that away, right? Because now you're dealing with people that's pretty much unsung heroes, right? So they gonna come in, they gonna play scrappy. But if you look at the whole bottom line, they only scored 101 points, right? The Lakers averaged more than 101 points. So that's telling you right now that, well, we didn't come offensively. We didn't come with our A game. If you look across the whole board, I mean, it was 1 point in the game in the fourth quarter where the Lakers didn't even have a free throw attempt.
Well, that you know what that means, though, right?
They wasn't attacking the paint.
They wasn't exactly.
Yeah.
They wasn't aggressive.
So that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of things you can look at and be like, okay, all right. You know, it was It would have been great if they would have swept. But I had no doubt in my mind that Memphis was gonna get one. Because I don't know what it is. I feel like players they get the big head and they just don't show up. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have one off game, and that game was the bad game to be off. But I really don't see Memphis. I still think it's over in 5. I don't see Memphis doing anything because if the Lakers win 2, like they win 2 in LA, LeBron gonna close out the 4th game. Watch on that. He's gonna close out the 4th game.
But that's typical. If it's ever that point to where they get the advantage to where there's an elimination game, he's gonna be there. That's what he always does.
But I think if AD averages, and I always listen to Shaq when he said, "Hey, you gotta in the playoffs you gotta up the ante, right? You got 30 and 10, 30 and 15 in the playoffs, right? If AD gives you 30, you automatically win. If AD gave them 30 previously, game 2, they won easily.
Well, see, this is the thing too, though. Memphis, even though the game shows a lot closer than what it really was, because the game was up 20 points.
Yeah, they was up 20 points.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and the Lakers made that run and made it closer, but it's just the play, and it wasn't even just about the points or the rebounds. It was also about the hustle plays, the stuff that don't show up on the stat sheets.
I agree with that.
And it's just the Lakers sometimes they get to this point to where
they kind of lulled to sleep.
I could turn it on when I want to, kind of thing. And I just you can't play like that now, especially during the playoffs, man. You just cannot do that. And I think if LeBron or AD set the tone in the beginning, like was aggressive, I think it would have been a different story. But LeBron just kind of coasted. It seemed like he coasted to me.
That's why I say he always do that game 1, game 2 though. But my thing is this though. Since you talking about AD, they are forcing AD the ball, right? They are forcing it to him, in which that's what you should do.
Right.
But last night, I felt like that was all on him. To be honest, because you can only shoot so many times. You got to make them. You know what I'm saying? And he had great opportunities. And even when they cut it down to it was like maybe a 6-point lead or something like that. It was like 90. No, it was like maybe 8-point lead. It was 96-88. They came down, had a turnover. Lakers had a turnover. And then it was a couple of key factors in the game. The Lakers didn't really get no calls like that in the 4th quarter either. But I feel like going forward that, Memphis, they're going to say what they're going to say. And speaking on that, what do you think about Dylan Brooks and his comments about LeBron?
He just the best, man. That's just what he does. It's just it's like the modern day Dennis Rodman. It's just a pest, just to get under the skin. But LeBron James, he's pretty thick skin. He ain't gonna take it personal.
Man, to be honest, I feel like this. You don't have to take over a game, see how the game goes, and fit in. But I don't see why would you even try to poke the bear like that. Maybe because he know they have no chance of winning. So that's the only thing. That's the only thing. Cause
well, I think they do got a good chance of winning, man.
It's over.
It's just gotta.
It's over.
Now, if John Morant does not show,
he ain't coming back.
If he ain't coming back, then it might be that way.
He ain't coming back because that's his shooting hand.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying. But this is the thing: if the Lakers play like they did last night, and the Memphis is aggressive as they did, and they at least steal one game, it's going to be a series that it should not be. Lakers should be up 2-0 right now, and because of their, like you said,
lackluster
AD,
performance.
It was because AD 4 for 14, 28% from the field. That's just
you can't do that.
You cannot do that.
You can't do that. Well, not being a star.
Exactly, and plus your bench production. Like I said, they only got 27 points. And 20 of them came from Rudy, and you got to have more bench production.
Yeah.
Putting Austin Reeves in the starting lineup was a good idea, but to me, I love him. He balling, but he seemed like he's just playing the showboat a little bit because every time he does something, he's posting and just go play your game, man.
Well, my thing is this: he at times he do what he's supposed to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't. I really can't really say anything about Austin Reeves because of the point that he does what he's supposed to do. I mean, that loss is solely on AD. That's how I figure. You know what I mean? Like that loss is on him. Like if you going around looking at it and you look at that game, yeah, they had some failures in the defensive end, and yeah, they was lackluster, but AD at the point, like, where were you? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a two-headed monster.
Yeah, well, he showed up in the first quarter, first half a little bit with 5 blocks. You know, he
But
did
yeah,
he did a little something, but the production on offense was just lackluster. Man. I
it
mean,
was horrible.
13 point. I mean, 4
He
only made 4 field goals.
it's really like that 13 points is equal to 3 points because I mean, some of those points were free throws.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it really wasn't
Well,
impactful.
but
His blocks was more impactful than his scoring.
yeah, but at the same time too, I want to give a little credit to Jackson because he has been balling for Memphis.
Oh yeah.
Jackson,
Yeah.
he's been balling, and so I think that in game 2 that had a little something to do with it, but because AD held his own in game 1.
Yeah.
But game 2, Jackson, the first 2 games Jackson been holding his own.
Yeah.
And I think that's giving AD a little bit of problem because he's making AD work on defense as well.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't want to. I agree that AD is probably part of the problem in that game too. But I don't want to take credit away from Memphis because they really are playing pretty good.
I'm gonna say this: outside of the whole league, right,
Mm-hmm.
and outside of Milwaukee,
Mm-hmm.
who's another team that can play with no stars and they be a great team?
In the playoffs right now?
Yeah.
Ooh. The only team that really didn't have a star that's in the playoffs, but they really can't win is Brooklyn. They got some pieces, but don't have a star.
So what I'm getting at is Memphis is top 5 in the NBA for having a complete team without a star.
Mm-hmm.
If you go back to the season, especially last year,
Mm-hmm.
Ja Morant was out for at least 35 to 40% of the season, and they still did well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, to your note that you're saying about, you know what I mean, Memphis is this is one of the better teams without a superstar.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and you got to respect them, and the Lakers didn't respect them.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I don't want to be harsh on LA, but I do want to give Memphis, like you said, a little bit of credit because they are one of the top teams without a superstar.
Yeah. Well
But-
coached, and the players play. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
just don't. Even though they have their roles, they do their roles very well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
But what you think this series going? What you think is going to end at? I mean, obviously I don't want to assume that we agree that LA is going to win the series.
I agree. LA will win the series.
Okay, all right. So what do you think the end final result of the series is going to be?
If Memphis steals a game, it'll be in 6.
Okay,
If they don't, it'll be in 5.
it be 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so in other words, if LA wins both, it'll be ended in
Yeah.
it'll be 4-1,
Right.
5. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would agree with
That's what I'm going because I feel like that second game was more of an eye opener.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you need that. Sometimes
Yes, you do.
you
Yes, you do.
and sometimes you need I think one thing I can say, I'm gonna ask you this question:
Mm-hmm.
Did the Lakers lose that game, or did Memphis win that game?
That's hard to say, man. Because I mean, I really like Memphis' effort in the game. You know, what I mean, I really like what's my guy? Not Dylan Brooks, Baines. Baines' effort was awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He really led the way for having John Morant out, and then Ty Jones came in and did his thing. But he's a reliable point guard.
He's
Backup
the best backup in the league.
Yeah, so I think the effort from Memphis was great last night because they knew they was going to be without John Morant. So I think they had to give their best punch. And whether they can get another better punch than that, I don't know. But I at this point, I'll probably give Memphis the win.
Okay.
I'll give Memphis.
I think the Lakers lost it.
Mm.
I think, AD, you can't play like that. I think it starts from the head going all the way down, right? D-Lo, you got to give me something.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like
you
you got to give me something, especially y'all 100% hold. That was the biggest thing why everybody was missing time, right? So y'all 100%. You got to give me something. You got to at least give me 15.
Yeah.
You know, a hard, good 15. You know what I mean? 15 to 20. Like he's letting Austin Reeves kind of outplay him. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of how. And D-Lo should be, you know what I mean, making it work.
5 points. Yeah, that's pretty.
You feel what I'm saying? Like he should be in the 15 to 20 area.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like you said, the bench, they need to do better.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is an eye opener. I feel like
I agree.
at the end of the day, they're gonna be like, okay, we gotta pull this together.
Yeah.
And I really think Dylan Brooks didn't poke the bear as in LeBron, but I think he woke up the rest of the team.
Dylan, I think he's just doing his thing. I think he's just doing his job. He's supposed, because he is that guy. He's that agitator. He's that provoker.
But he's not good at all.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, he's a professional, but
I
mean, he went 4 for 14.
Yeah. Well, the problem is with him, he shouldn't be out there shooting threes.
And the thing about it, I would have did the same thing LeBron did when it was up 96 to 88, and he shot that three.
Yeah.
And that deep three, I would have gave it to him too.
Yeah.
I give it to him a million times. I give it to him a million times. So I don't fault that. That was an educated move. And LeBron gave him that. He shot it. Okay, you hit it.
Yeah.
Now do this in LA.
Yeah.
Hit that same shot. You know what I mean? So that's the same thing I would do. So,
Yeah.
but I think it's an eye opener to Schroeder. I think it's an eye opener to D'Lo.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's another one.
Yeah.
He's another one that needs to show up as
Yeah.
well.
So I think with all that being said and done, I think when they get in LA, that crowd, you know what I mean? Like it's been a while.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's been a while. So I think they're gonna come out, they're gonna be aggressive, and I think, really to be honest, I think Game 3, because Game 3 is the most important game in the series anyway. I think
it is. It's pivotal.
Yeah.
It can
So
swing.
I think they're gonna come out aggressive, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's gonna be a blowout.
Well, it could be because with Memphis knowing that they got to at least steal one game, they could come out pressing and try to do too much too early, and it could turn into a blowout because shooting shots too fast, too early in the shot clock, and doing turnovers, having turnovers, that can create momentum for the Lakers, and yes, that can create a blowout because that's what they do best when they're in transition.
Yeah.
Their half-court game is kind of suspect. When Lakers in transition, that's their best game.
Yeah.
Because you got AD running, you got LeBron running, and now you got Reeves in there in the starting lineup running. So you just never know what that momentum can do if Memphis comes out slow in Game 3. So it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah. And I'm not too much worried about LA. I don't think a lot of people are hitting the panic button. I think a lot of people are just like, well, they messed up. They could have ended the series earlier or whatever. But
well, like you said, Game 3 will tell it.
Oh yeah,
Game 3 will tell it.
Most definitely.
Game 3 will tell it.
But hey, it is what it is.
As we get ready to close,
Uh-huh.
I want y'all to stay tuned, man. We're gonna have a special thing going on our 25th episode where we're gonna go live, and we want to take y'all comments and questions live. Also, too, we're going to tell you about our contest between Josh and I about these Lakers of mine, So if y'all stay tuned with us, we'll be right back.
Yo, we out.
Man to man.
Yo. Yo. It's the Man Sports Podcast, man. We coming from the Man Studio live. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do it. You know what I mean? You know we gonna come with the facts. Hey, make sure y'all like, follow, and share,
subscribe.
So make sure y'all follow us. Tell somebody else about us. Tell them to tell somebody else about us, and keep it going. You know what I mean? Hey, but y'all know what we here for. You know what I mean? We here because the playoffs is here. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to make it do what it do. Hey, man, I got something for Mr. Man.
Here we go.
And I think this is going to turn a little sideways, but we're going to make it do what it do.
I think I know where you're going with this.
No. I ain't going there yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I ain't going there yet. I'm gonna wait on it. But this Suns and Clippers series. Now I think one thing. I ain't gonna say it just yet. But what do you think about the Suns and Clippers now? They are tied up 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking news today:
Mm-hmm.
Leonard is out, and he won't be playing Game 3. So what do you think about this series moving forward?
I mean, I think it's just gonna be a great series. I won't be surprised if it goes 7.
Okay.
I won't be surprised if it goes 7, just because Tyronn Lue and Monty Williams are great coaches, and they both great adjustment makers from game to game.
Okay.
So I think whatever the Clippers do, Monty's gonna counter, and then whatever Monty do, Tyronn Lue's gonna counter. So I think it's really gonna come down. In all honesty, it's gonna come down to the stars. And Kawhi continues to be Kawhi because he's actually playing pretty good. If Russ, even if he doesn't score, if Russ just gives you the hustle plays, the rebounds, the steals,
Don't
the
turn
defense,
over.
Don't turn over, of course. That the Clippers gonna be a tough out if Phoenix was to win.
Who you got winning?
I still go with Phoenix. Still
Okay.
go with Phoenix because they still got majority of the stars. You know what I mean? So I think they're kind of in that situation like you would say with the Lakers gelling at the because KD didn't. Well, he only played like 6 games or 7 games at one time, so there's still a gelling issue there. There's still some inconsistencies on defense because outside of Golden State, KD was still a defensive liability. Great offensive player. He can play defense, but he can get a little lazy on defense. Devin Booker, we know we can get from him. Chris Paul has been consistent as far as improving with the assists and low turnovers. But it's going to be real interesting to see. I think I won't be surprised if it goes 7.
I'm put it like this. I think the Clippers really. I think at first I was like, well, I don't know if they're gonna be able to pull it off because the Suns got too much firepower. But even when the Suns won, it still was a game.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to turn to a Clippers fan.
Really?
Yeah. I really think they can do it. Now, obviously, it depends on the night. I didn't know it was gonna be Leonard was gonna be out.
Yeah.
So now that's a problem because now what's the point of him being out during the season?
Yeah.
And you're not gonna be there during the playoffs because of the same predicament.
Yeah.
Now it's a sprain, and it's not a sprain to the ACL that you tore. So it's unrelated to that.
Yeah.
So now is it like to a point that is your body breaking down on you?
Well, I don't.
Take a deep breath.
This is the thing though, because
Uh-huh.
the man been resting all season, and he been resting for the last several seasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't understand why he's having these injuries, especially during the playoff time. It doesn't make sense. It seems like he needs to be playing more so he can be healthy, because his body can get used to the grind of playing. But it seems like because he's not playing and then he's balling out hard as he can, his body's taking a toll because he's not used to playing all the time.
Well, my thing is this. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about none of that.
Clean dunk one.
Yeah. If you miss the season because they want you there during the playoffs, sprain or not, you can have 9 toes. You better play. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no point of us going, sitting you out every back-to-back.
Yeah.
Okay, you take your time to do this or whatever, and you ain't going to play during the, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you played through it game 2, whatever. But, like, that's when we need you.
Yeah.
This is when the big bucks happen. Because, to be honest, Kawhi Leonard is one of the best, literally, two-way players. Literally, I know, top 25 ever, all time. Now, he solidified that when he was with the Spurs. You know what I mean?
He's legit. Definitely legit.
Yeah, like, so, and he can control a game, but he just always injured.
Yeah, it kind of feeds that fuel to the argument of resting players throughout the season.
Yep.
If it's supposed to help you to get ready for the playoffs and you still getting hurt, so what's the use of sitting out? You know
Exactly.
What I mean? So
because I'm an advocate for it if you show up during playoffs.
Yeah.
Because like that's the game time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a long season. But if you can't show up during playoffs, there ain't no point.
Yeah. Well,
So,
if he's not going to play tonight, then it's definitely going to Phoenix.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
definitely going to
yeah.
Phoenix.
Now,
But at the same time, though, will the Clippers put in the effort like Memphis and shock them? Is that
well,
possible?
I think Russell Westbrook is possible of carrying a team for one game.
Mm-hmm.
I think he can because he have the ball the whole game,
Mm-hmm.
and he gonna play. He usually play lights out when it's just him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you start counting on him, that's when he let you down.
Yeah.
But when it's like a game like this where nobody thinks they're gonna win,
Yeah.
I think he'll show up.
Yeah. Well, this is when a star of Kawhi's caliber is out,
Yeah.
it's gonna have to be a win by committee. So there's gonna be some players on the bench that Tyronn Lue's gonna have to rely on that may not have been playing much. Like Morris, the Morris twin. He might need to come out and play just to give some minutes or breather for somebody. You know what I mean?
That's all he gonna be able to do. Cause
Yeah.
he getting old. So.
Yeah. So it's
And they already down Paul George.
yeah. See, and that's another thing. Paul George. That's another guy who's always hurt. Seems like now.
Yeah.
Gave us them great years in Indiana.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, just out of nowhere. But
Well, I also think though, and this might be a hot take, but if they had Paul George and they were fully healthy, I think Clippers beat Suns.
I can see that happening. But I would say if they Clippers were fully healthy, and the Suns were fully healthy, that series was definitely going 7. Because
I think it might go in 6.
I don't know, man.
I think Kawhi might he'll take over.
Defensively, yes.
Yeah, he was ripping KD.
Yeah.
One on one, he was playing him.
Yeah.
So I think Clippers take him in 6.
I don't know.
Dare me? No,
I don't know.
But
I don't know.
I do think that. But I mean, granted, they're not healthy. But if they can somehow pull it together and win tonight, do you think differently about the Phoenix Suns? Are they classified as a super team? Or are they going to be classified as okay?
No, they're a super team, but I would say the same thing that I said about the Lakers. You should be in that situation where another team star player is out. That's the time you need to take advantage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the time you go for the juggle and put your foot on their throat and like, look, this is it. But if they end up losing, then yeah, I had to question that too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just you have to rely on your stars in the playoff run. You have to. So
Yeah.
KD, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and even Ayton, they all have to be like, okay, Kawhi's out, so we need to come out aggressive. We need to come out strong. We need to come out hard. But if they don't respond in that way and take it easy like the Lakers did, then they might be surprised tonight.
Well, and that's one game that we're gonna be paying very close attention to, and we're gonna switch to another one, which is very disappointing for me because I thought they was gonna do a lot better, and right now I'm just really not liking it. Now, granted, it's gonna help me out in the later rounds because if they win, the Lakers would be there. But Sacramento and Golden State. Did you think they would be down 0-2?
No. I at least I knew Sacramento would be tough, but I didn't know they were gonna be this tough.
Yeah.
I would either Golden State was gonna be up 2-0 or 1-1, but not down 0-2. That's very surprising.
I don't think Sacramento is that tough. I just think Golden State is I don't know. Like they are they're gonna win when they get home.
Yeah.
I think what's happening during the season is transferred over to the playoffs.
Oh
Where-
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
Where they was horrible on the road but great at home.
Yeah.
I don't agree with the Draymond Green suspension at all. I feel like you want to say something. I'll let you go. But I don't agree with it at all. You said you do agree with it. Because
I
the way
do
you
agree
breathe.
with it. I do
Why,
agree with
how
it.
you agree? Break it down to me.
The reason is, I guess, is your interpretation, because, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not even about the play the other night when he stepped on. It's not even about that.
Then what's it
It's
about?
all about the other stuff previously up until that point. When he kicked old buddy in the groin, or when he stepped over LeBron James and a couple other things that he did. I
Okay.
think those things led to him being suspended.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And even though it did look bad, and I know Buddy had a hold of his leg, but it.
I call BS. I know it's a children's show, but I call PG-13. But my thing is this: Draymond Green was minding his own business. He wasn't antagonizing nobody. He wasn't doing that. Dude grabbed his leg. And now, when you grab somebody's leg and they get ready to go, like, you know what type of move that they make, right? You know, so he's trying to grab. So, of course, his stride going to be shortened because now he's trying to catch himself. And then he steps on him. Okay, all right. You know what I mean? He might have could have missed him. But who's to say he wasn't going to step on another part of him? You know what I'm saying? Like, who's to say he wouldn't have stepped on? Because I've been through that position before. And I know exactly how that goes. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you try not to step on somebody, but, like, literally, like, you know, he's carrying his leg over. Now, tell me this. If Draymond Green would have got hurt, pulled hamstring, torn ACL, torn Achilles, would you think differently about the matter?
No.
Well, you took a long time to say no.
No, I mean, like I said, because to me, it looked like he was able to gather himself, then come down. That's what it looks like to me.
Here we go.
This is my opinion. That's your opinion. We debating.
My thing is this. If you're going to suspend somebody, suspend both of them. Now, granted, hear me out. They said a lot of what he did after that fact was played into it, as in him going to the stands and, you know, Adam Silver was there and all that type of stuff, whatever. But, I mean, that's just a competitive, you know, part of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, but my thing is this. When you go down that low, you feel what I'm saying? And you grab somebody else, initiate something, you know what I mean? Like,
well,
you should get the brunt of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because from a competitive standpoint, you're like, man, this man grabbed my leg. I didn't go grab him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't initiate. I didn't go looking for him. I was going down the court to play, and he grabbed my leg.
Yeah, I mean, look, I get it. I definitely, I see the point of view, and I was listening to JJ Redick say what his little spiel, and like they've been baiting him, and he, you know, but this is the thing. Even to JJ Redick's point and your point, even if he was baiting him, that's part of the game. We all know there's certain players that do certain things to try to get under your skin. And I just feel like if that was the case, to JJ Redick's point, if that was the case that he was baiting him, Draymond Green should have been smart enough. That's what he was doing. And I'll give into that.
You still going to the natural move though.
Well, my point is,
like we can move this table right now, and I hold your leg, and you try to jump on me and see how far you get.
I understand that, but what I'm saying
you gonna step on some part of me.
Well, what I'm saying is, all the things that led up to that point. That's why. I mean, I'm not even talking about the actual incident. I'm just talking about all the things that Draymond Green does throughout his career, throughout the year. Showing up referees, talking to them any kind of way. He's developed a reputation of not respecting the referees, and we all know referees get their get back sometimes. And this is what the perfect opportunity.
But is that right?
I ain't gonna say it's right, but I'm just saying that's what happens in the games.
Yeah,
and it's unfair in that aspect because you should call the game naturally. Because we talked about this before.
Yeah.
The game should be called fair and down the middle.
Yeah.
But because of the reputation Draymond Green has, showing out to the crowd, talking junk to the referees, doing the little dirty stuff that he has done over the past.
Yeah.
I think that when he showed out the crowd the last game, I think that all those things that he's done up until this point got him suspended.
Well, I think you take away from the atmosphere and the charisma of the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't want the game to be bland. You don't want the game to have no type of flavor to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you don't want to take away somebody's competitiveness to win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's players, I done been on sidelines in the NBA. You'd be surprised what them players say on the court all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
They go at it. They curse each other out and all that type of
Absolutely.
stuff. You know what I mean? So, like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is one thing I would say that suspension really pissed me off because of the point that I felt like if he went out there and initiated like he did those other times, he initiated it and did all this and blah, 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 you know, then okay, I'm okay with the suspension. But when you don't initiate something and somebody else initiates it,
Yeah.
and what you do is the cause and effect of that,
Yeah.
now, okay, tee him up, whatever. Okay, he got ejected out of the game.
Yeah.
Let that be it.
Yeah.
Don't carry it on to another game that's very pivotal in that series.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, I think Golden State will win at home with or without Draymond Green.
I hope so. I
You
mean, because I hate for that to be the stigma of that series.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Draymond Green got suspended, that's why the Warriors lost. I don't want it. You know, like you, I want it to be pure. The game as pure as possible. But if the Warriors do lose, it's going to come back to this point. It's going to come back to the argument why Draymond Green was suspended.
Do you think this affects Steph Curry's legacy if he loses?
Nah, I don't think so. I think.
I mean, he wouldn't never like nobody never talked about him being in the top 10 anyway.
No. I think Steph is solidified in whatever his legacy is going to be. Because he's a generational player. He is one of the few players in the NBA that's changed the game. You know, like Shaq with being strong, nobody can guard him.
Yeah.
And Jordan being able to go to the hole and all that kind of stuff.
I just knew you was gonna bring up Jordan. You find any piece to bring up Jordan.
The greatest example ever.
You know, hey, like to be honest, you know that Jordan is the second best player of all time. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't even
it's
know why
hard
you
to be
keep
the
breaking.
second best player when you the GOAT. You know what I mean? Just
What you mean? Like, it's goats and fields, but you have the biggest goat out there, right? And then you have other goats. You know what I'm saying? So like, you got the big goat and then the small goat. You know what I'm saying?
The next
like,
step from a GOAT is the Ram. So that's what Jordan is. He's
oh,
the Ram.
he's a Ram.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so he ain't
Well,
a goat.
real talk though. But Steph is. I think he's solidified because he's one of the ones that changed the game. Shooting the 3-point. He's the best 3-point shooter, or shooter period, not just 3-point, but shooter period in NBA history. You know, so I think
I can agree with that.
You know,
I didn't want to agree with you, but I can agree with
You
that.
don't want to agree with me anyway.
Yeah,
it hurts your heart.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. But I mean, I get that. I get that portion.
So in reality, I think Draymond Green has probably played his last season in Golden State or whenever his contract is up.
This is his last season because they don't give him the contract that he wants.
Oh no, he. Do you think he's worth it? That contract that he wants? I don't think so.
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah.
Draymond Green is worth a max contract.
No, I don't think he'll get no max, is he?
No, but that's the kind of contract he wants.
No, he don't get that.
No, he
don't get that.
Okay, he's not.
He probably get like somewhere like 25, 30.
Oh, okay, now something like that. Okay, yeah. He wants a max contract.
No.
Okay.
He don't get it. He know he don't get no max. He just gonna try to get this thing. He know he don't get no max. Come on, the guy that's talking about he only gonna play 15 years in the league. Come on, now. No, that's not gonna happen.
But this is another thing I got a question. I know we kind of get off topic from the playoffs, but Draymond Green is such an entity of himself because he's just that raw kind of guy.
Yeah.
Say this is his last season with Golden State.
But
can he take that game he has and translate it to another team and make them a contender, or even add to a team?
Memphis Grizzlies.
Or is he just a perfect system guy at Golden State?
He go to Memphis. Nah, he's a perfect system. It's a two-part. Mm-hmm. He's a perfect system guy in Golden State, but he can go to teams like the Spurs, Memphis, that had some of the same type of offensive setup. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I kind of agree with Memphis because what Memphis is missing to me is a veteran presence.
Yeah.
I think they need some veteran.
They're the youngest team in the league.
Yeah, they need some veteran leadership, and that's why they're not going to make it this year. But if they somehow get a veteran presence, they can be something. But yeah, I just don't. I don't know, man. I think he's just a system guy, man. I don't think his outside of the rebound and the defense. And maybe the pass. I don't see.
Yeah, he is a system guy, but that's the only team because he. Well, maybe. Nah, I was about to say maybe Milwaukee.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, maybe,
Yeah, I think so.
Milwaukee.
Yeah,
Milwaukee
yeah.
would need him now,
Yeah,
especially without Giannis.
yeah.
You know, they in jeopardy of losing the series.
Yeah.
If Giannis don't come back, literally, they gonna lose that series because Jimmy Buckets gonna give them buckets all night long.
I don't know if y'all remember this. If y'all been watching, I don't even know if you remember this.
What?
Didn't I tell y'all? And probably maybe episode 3 or 4, and I talked about Miami. I said y'all better watch out for Miami because they could surprise y'all.
I think he said it was off the air.
No, I said that on air. I said that on air
I think he said
somewhere.
he was off the air. Or something. You went through all 32 teams, and they might make it. They might do this.
Listen to me,
they
man.
might do that.
I told him Coach Spoles know what he's doing.
But if Giannis wouldn't have got hurt, they wouldn't have won the first game. I do say that. Now, if Giannis out for an extensive period of time,
yeah, it's gonna be trouble. Yeah.
I think they get put out the first round.
Yeah, it's very likely because he's a big part of the offense.
And I think right now, in both playoff conferences, East and West, right now I got Sacramento #1, and I got the Celtics #1 on the right side. That's my two. Who your top two?
Even with Jaylen Brown out?
Yes. Yeah. Whatever.
Really?
Yeah. I got it based off of ability, not really going off of record. Because record can be misleading.
You know what? I don't know about that.
That's my two. Cause I really can't respect Denver yet. I mean, they playing the Timberwolves.
I mean, I understand that part of it.
So right now the best teams I got Sacramento, and then in the West, and then I got the Celtics in the East.
That's even over
the 76ers, even though they playing well.
Oh, wow! You know what? I can't.
You can't doubt it.
I mean, well, the only reason I say I might agree with you,
Okay, well, welcome to the good side.
Because watch out, man. Yeah. It's only because of Philadelphia's inconsistency. Like right now, we watching the game. Even though they took the lead back from Brooklyn, they still struggling against a team that really doesn't have really major superstars. And it's just
and James Harden like he hurt.
Yeah. I kind of want to say New York. But
they playing the Cavs, man. Come on.
I know, but it's
you gotta give me better. You gotta give me more than that.
I know, but with Brunson playing the way he's playing, he had a bad game last game. No, they beat him down. I don't know. The East is tossed up to me. The only reason I'm hesitant on the Celtics is because, as we know, you play tougher teams as you go to the next round, and I just don't know if they're gonna be strong enough without Jaylen Brown. That's my concern.
What is his position?
Jaylen, he's forward.
No, I'm just saying as in like his injury.
He cut his hand.
Oh, chocolate.
He got a major cut in his hand. I don't think he's coming back. He got a major cut in his hand.
A major cut.
Yeah, he got a major cut in his hand.
Like he's saying he out for the rest of the playoffs?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be.
I might have to double check, but he got a major cut in his hand. I don't know if
you better suck it up. You gotta cut. Put some stitches in that thing, glue. Let him heal for a couple games, and let him come back.
I don't know, man. It's tough, man. It's tough to say.
To be honest, you're playing the Hawks.
Well, the injuries to certain teams like Milwaukee and the Celtics, those are going to show up in the playoffs, but all the other teams that they're going to play are good enough to overcome those. You know what I mean? It's hard to say.
Well, I think Milwaukee is in a tougher position than those teams, but because they're playing a more highly calibered playoff
for Miami,
team. Yeah. So now, like Shaq used to say, the others. Yeah, like you see what the others gonna do, and I feel like the Celtics is strong enough right now to overcome that. And if he got a cut on his hand, that's gonna heal. You know what I mean? And he got plenty of time. Well, he got at least 2 weeks.
Well, to your point, if Giannis is out any significant time, and
they probably done. If Giannis out, they done.
and Jaylen Brown is out, I really think this opens the door up for Miami. I think this open if any of the
they
other
gonna beat the Celtics though.
I think with the injury to Jaylen Brown, I think they could. I think they could. I really think they could. I mean, because they play so well together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They have a strong system, a strong core,
But
great coaching.
now one thing with Jimmy Butler, he's kind of seesaw too now.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like one game he'll go off and give you 85. The next game he'll give you like 8. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but you just looking at the scope of the teams, they played together the most as far as teams.
yeah.
And they got the most chemistry. I think that would help them in the playoffs, especially being they only 3-4 years removed from the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
When they lost to the Lakers in the bubble. So it's I think if those injuries to those guys and those teams are a hindrance, I think it opens up the door for Miami.
So who you think is the dark horse in the West?
In the West?
Yeah. Like apparently Miami is the dark horse in the East.
Mm-hmm.
So who's the dark horse in the West?
The team you don't think is gonna win, Denver.
Denver the dark horse?
Yeah, because nobody's giving them credit. You like you said, they're the first team in NBA history that the number one seed that nobody talks about. You know what I mean? So
True.
I think there's unexpected. So
There's no respect there.
at all.
It's like, okay, you number one, that's fine. You can have that spot. We actually base it off 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and 7. You know what I mean? So like y'all just up there. Okay, that's fine.
Well, even though they won last night, Minnesota played them pretty tough.
Yeah. Ant-Man.
Anthony
He had 42 points. I think.
Yeah, he showed up. He showed up.
So I mean, but like I said, you playing the Timberwolves. It's Denver. You know what I mean? Like, it's, Denver and Memphis, as I've been saying the whole time we've been talking.
Mm.
I do not believe in those teams, and I told you, Ja Morant was gonna get hurt. I told you that because his play style. I told you that.
It's bound to happen.
Yeah, it's bound to happen.
Wrong time though.
Hey, but those two teams not gonna make it, and then Sacramento, which is they surprising me. I'm a hot take.
Mm-hmm.
Golden State comes back, win that series.
Mm-hmm.
That's my hot take.
That's what you think's gonna happen?
Yep.
Golden
State comes back, win that series.
It's gonna be hard though.
Golden State comes back and win that series.
I used to be an advocate for veteran teams because I always said experience always beats youth. But the youth has gotten a lot better over the last several years. Last several years, the talent of these youngsters coming out is great.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's easy. I think Golden State is going to be in for a fight.
Golden State comes back. You heard it here. They coming back to win that series.
They may, but they're going to be in the fight, y'all.
Who you telling? They gonna come back. Hey, but make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, and make sure y'all tune in because we got.
Y'all want to win a free shirt?
Hey, win a free shirt, and we'll let y'all know from the Man to Man Studios.
Y'all can win a shirt.
There you go. Peace out.
Man to Man.
Yo.
Yo. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode with Man to Man. My boy Nate.
Yo.
Mr. Man. We thank y'all. Keep checking in with us.
Hey, most definitely.
Remember to keep y'all first.
Yo, like, share, subscribe. I'll at your boy.
Man to Man.
Yo.